Your cat touches your face with its paw. Sometimes soft, just the pads, almost tender. Sometimes with claws, and you wake up with a scratch on your cheek. You think, it wants food, or it's playing, or it just decided your face is its personal testing ground. You put up with it. Sometimes you get annoyed. Sometimes you move it away and roll over. You have no idea what's actually happening. And that's fine, because what your cat is doing, it's one of the most complex acts of communication a cat is even capable of. Behind that one small movement, millions of years of evolution, the neuroscience of attachment, and one fact researchers only just discovered, a fact that will permanently change the way you see those scratches. One moment in this behavior, number 6 on this list, only happens with someone a cat trusts completely. If it happens with you, you don't even realize how lucky you are. Let's get into it. 1. The paw on your face isn't an accident. It's a choice. Start with the most obvious thing and the most underestimated. Your cat doesn't touch your face by accident. It touches your face on purpose. That difference matters more than it sounds. When a cat walks across you and accidentally steps on your face, you feel it. Different weight, different motion, different energy. What we're talking about is something else entirely. She walks over, stops, looks at you, and then deliberately places her paw on your face, or reaches for your cheek, or taps your nose. That's intentional movement, with a specific goal. And behind that goal are layers most cat owners never see, because they stop at the first explanation that comes to mind. She's hungry. She wants attention. She wants you awake. All of those explanations are about 20% right. The other 80 nobody talks about, and it's so much more than you'd expect. 2. She's reading you through your face. Literally. Your face is the most information-dense part of your body, from your cat's point of view. Not your hands, not your feet, your face. Here's why. Facial skin produces a specific chemical profile that's completely different from the skin on the rest of your body. The concentration of pheromones, hormonal markers, and volatile organic compounds on your face is significantly higher, especially around your mouth, your nose, and behind your ears. Those are exactly the spots cats reach for most, not a coincidence. When she touches your face, she's reading your biochemical state with remarkable precision. Your cortisol levels, your hormonal balance, the smell of your breath, which shifts when you're sick, when you're stressed, when you're feeling something specific. She knows how you're doing, not because she can read your expression, because she's literally reading the chemistry of your skin through the pads of her paw. Those paw pads are packed with sensitive nerve endings, mechanoreceptors, thermoreceptors, chemoreceptors. One touch to your face is both a tactile and a chemical scan. In a single moment of contact, she gathers more information about you than you gather about her in several minutes of watching. You thought she was just touching you. She was reading you. 3. Claws aren't aggression. Claws are intensity. This is the thing most people get wrong, and it causes more friction between cats and their owners than almost anything else. Claws during a face touch are not an attack, not anger, not a desire to hurt you. They're a signal of internal state. When a cat is fully relaxed and fully focused on you, her movements become less controlled. She enters a state neurobiologists call affective immersion. It's similar to what happens in humans when they're overwhelmed with excitement or tenderness. Movements become more intense, less precise, less conscious. Kittens need their mother's belly with extended claws, not to cause pain, because the intensity of their need and their physical state exceeds their ability to regulate it. When an adult cat touches your face with claws out, she's in that same state. She is so present with you, so inside this moment, that she loses precision. The scratch on your cheek isn't a mark of aggression. It's a mark of how completely she was with you in that second. That's not a reason to push her away. That's a reason to put a thin blanket between you and let it keep happening. 4. She's checking that you're still here. This is documented and is one of the most quietly moving things science has uncovered about cats in recent years. Cats have a weak grasp of object permanence when something is at rest. Put simply, when you're not moving, not visibly breathing, not making sounds, part of her neural system stops registering you as an active, living presence. That's not an intellectual failure. It's a feature of sensory processing that goes all the way back to the evolution of a predator wired to respond primarily to movement. When you sleep, you're still. You don't respond to sounds the way you normally do. You don't look at her. From her perspective, something has changed. Something is different. The paw on your face is a check. Are you still there? Are you alive? Will you respond? That's why she almost always does this when you're asleep or sitting completely still. Researchers at the University of Tokyo recorded it. Cats initiated physical contact with a motionless owner an average of 8 minutes after that person stopped moving. 8 minutes. Then the paw. Then the response. And here's what the cameras caught after she got that response. She didn't leave right away. She stayed a few more minutes, but relaxed now, body soft, tail quiet. Sometimes she'd lie down beside you. Sometimes just sit and watch you. As if confirming you were there finally let her release the tension she'd been carrying for those 8 minutes. Confirmation received. The world is right again. She could breathe. 5. Why the face and not your hand or your shoulder? This is a question people rarely ask, and the answer says more about cats than most research ever does. Your face is where you look, where you speak, where you show emotion. For a cat who has lived with you for months and years, your face is the center of all communication. It's where the most important signals come from: your voice, your gaze, your expressions, the smell of your breath that shifts with your mood. When she wants maximum contact, she goes to where there's the most of you. Not your hand that pets her, not the shoulder she sits on, your face, the source. There's another layer. Mutual scent exchange through face-to-face contact is the highest form of social greeting among cats. In the wild, cats rub their faces against each other to create a shared group scent, to mark belonging, to confirm closeness. When she reaches her paw towards your face, she's trying to start exactly that ritual. She wants to mix your scents. She wants you to smell like her. She wants you both to carry the same signature, so that any other animal that gets close to you will already know. You're hers. 6. Here's what researchers didn't see coming. I mentioned this at the start. This is the one that changes everything. For a long time, the assumption was that touching a human's face was instrumental behavior. She wants something: food, attention, play, and she's using the most effective tool available to get a reaction. The face responds better than anything else. So, the face. Logical, functional, cold. Then the MRI data arrived. A research team at the University of Veterinary Medicine Vienna scanned cats' brains during various social interactions with their owners. When a cat touched her owner's face with her paw, the region that lit up wasn't the reward center, the area tied to food and pleasure. It was the social attachment region, the same region that activates in humans during physical contact with someone they love, when holding a child, when embracing someone they haven't seen in a long time. She's not touching your face because she wants something. She's touching your face because it produces in her brain the same thing love produces in yours. Literally, neurochemically. The act of touching you is, for her, an act of intimacy. Every single time. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Because those are the moments she is most completely with you. 7. At night, it's different. And you need to know that. Nighttime paw touches are their own category. And most people lump them in with the daytime ones. That's a mistake. The mechanism is different. Cats run on a crepuscular rhythm. Peak activity at dawn and dusk. The deep middle of the night is relatively quiet. But around 4 or 5 in the morning, when the light begins to shift, their system switches on. Activity hormones start climbing. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cortisol levels in cats begin rising an average of 40 minutes before dawn, regardless of whether the curtains are closed. Their internal clock is more accurate than yours. They wake before you do, and you, motionless, silent, unresponsive, become a mystery again. Another check required. But there's a second nighttime mechanism. Cats with strong attachment to their owner experience something close to separation anxiety even while that owner is simply asleep. Your social availability drops to 0. You don't respond. You've gone somewhere, except your body is right here. The paw touch is an attempt to restore the social connection that sleep interrupted. It's not hunger. It's not boredom. It's, I can feel you're here, but you're not answering, and that bothers me. Let me know I'm still yours. One short response, even half asleep, even without opening your eyes, and she settles. Because she got what she came for. Not food, not play, you. 8. When it's a warning, not love. This is the last one, and the most important one to actually use. Not every paw on the face is the same. There's the touch that comes from attachment, everything we've been talking about, and there's a touch that signals something is wrong. The difference is context and intensity. The attachment touch. She came close, made contact, got a response, settled down. Soft. Once or a few times. Body relaxed throughout. The anxious or pain-driven touch. Compulsive, repeating. She doesn't stop even when you respond. Pressure harder than usual. Claws deeper. Body tense. Pay close attention if she suddenly starts doing this when she never did before, or if the intensity spikes sharply, or if it comes alongside other changes, refusing food, different litter box behavior, more vocalization than usual. Cats hide pain and illness for as long as they possibly can. That's a wild animal instinct, buried deep. But sometimes they seek contact more urgently than normal, precisely when something is wrong. She can't tell you where it hurts. All she can do is come to you and touch you, again and again, hoping you'll understand. If the quality of her touch has changed, pay attention. It may be the most important signal she has ever sent you. Now you know. Next time she comes to your face and puts her paw on it, don't move her away on autopilot. Stop for a second. She's reading you. She's checking you're still here. She's telling you that you're her person. She's blending your sense. She's triggering in her brain the same chemistry you call love. And if there are claws, it means she's so completely with you that she lost control of the softness. The scratch on your cheek is not a mark of aggression. Paw, cheek, paws. It's a mark of how fully she was with you in that moment. Does your cat touch your face? Soft paws or claws out? Drop it in the comments. And subscribe. Every video here opens up something your cat has been trying to tell you all along.